Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. What's wrong with my hair over here? Good chunk. Okay. Doing card of the day. I'm using the Aquarian Tarot, and I have cleared and shuffled this quite a bit because I was watching something else for a minute and shuffling. So I have a well shuffled deck, and let's get a card for today. Did have a couple fall out while I was shuffling, but I just kind of put them back in. There's one. Alright, flew out, bounced off the mouse pad, and turned sideways. King of Rods. Okay, so apparently this week is still King of Wands energy. Look at this guy, though. He is fucking going somewhere. This outfit here. Oh, man. This deck so much reminds me of the Yellow Submarine cartoon movie, especially with the way these flowers on the top of the rods are. There's a song at the end of the movie called Too Much. I'm gonna have to look it up now. I'm not gonna be able to play it, but there you go. It's kind of annoying to watch that movie because the voices weren't done by the Beatles, but then they were in like a video clip at the end of it. So I guess they hired actors because they didn't want to do it, even though they were contracted to have their name on another movie. Okay. Challenge position. Oh, he's like Batman scaling a wall. It's all too much. When I look into your eyes, your love is there for me. And the more I go inside, the more there is to see. It's all too much for me to take, the love that's shining all around you. Everywhere it's what you make for us to take, it's all too much. Floating down the stream of time, of life to life with me, makes no difference where you are or where you'd like to be. It's all too much for me to take, the love that's shining all around here. All the world's a birthday cake, so take a piece, but not too much. Set me on a silver sun, for I know that I'm free. Show me that I'm everywhere and get me home for tea. It's all too much for me to see, a love that's shining all around here. The more I am, the less I know, and what I do is all too much, I guess. Let me say all the lyrics. Oh, there's more, okay. Oh, okay, and then it just goes into this like long jam session with repeated words. Okay. Okay. Now with this card, I'm getting, especially with those lyrics, I'm getting like relationship vibes. Floating down the stream of time, life to life with me. Makes no difference where you are or where you'd like to be. And then where's that birthday cake line? Yeah. So it says all the world's a birthday cake, so take a piece but not too much. That to me is that sort of rebirth, cyclical energy of that, like completion, or like the Fool. Now a king in the way that I read is either a 14 or a 1. So if there's a birthday, I would suggest that he's a 1, and he's holding this giant number 1 as well. It's like you're celebrating making it far enough with something that's new. It's like you're fledglings have survived. Your fragile relationship has gotten to its first anniversary, and now you don't have to worry about it anymore. And also that floating down the stream of time, life to life with me, that's very much like soulmate, twin flame kind of energy for me. I'm also getting kind of tired of the King of Wands. It's been like all week, but if he keeps coming out of like every single fucking deck that I use, then obviously that's the word of the day here. So let me get out of the bat Google here. I'm gonna get another card because I am just really tired of the King of Rods at this point, and I want to expand on this message because I think it's I mean, I'm sure that I'm hearing it bears repeating, but I'm sure that there's a reason for it. This also looks like he's wearing like one of those real fancy cars, the hood ornament, like Bentley or whatever the hell, will have something that looks like that. And he also looks like he's got one of those like spelunking hats with the lights on it, and he's wearing like, he kind of looks like he's dressed like a samurai just a little bit, but also like a little bit like a court jester. So he's like the fool and the warrior and the chariot in one. It's like he's the knight and the boss, kind of. And I said yesterday when I got the wheel that I expected the knight to be next, and then I pulled out the king card just to make a point about Frankenstein. Queen. So his lady, his mate, has popped up. Why is she upside down? Because there's a death cycle that's being finished. And also it's that yin-yang flowing in and out. Sort of 69 vibe. Alright. Page of Rods and the Devil. So again, this idea, this is like, God damn it, this is pages 1 or 11, also coming out upside down. That's like giving up this idea that you're just starting out and you don't really know what you're doing yet. Because clearly, you know what you're doing. And again, this was in a challenge position, so it's like, the burden is to communicate this. And this card came out, the Page of Wands tried to come out yesterday, but it didn't really fall out of the deck, and I wasn't convinced about it. It was my Such a Knight card with Kurt Russell from the Elvis movie there. 3,000 Miles to Graceland. And then the Devil in reverse as well. Overcoming things that bind you in the physical world. And then we have this full moon that's coming in. And again, we have things retrograding in Capricorn. Get something else here. At least I think they're still in retrograde in Capricorn. So this was kind of upside down too. Page of Pentacles again. So this slight insecurity about moving into the physical world. I just heard Turn the Page. Let me look that song up. Should have typed lyrics. Oh, it is Bob Seger. Okay. Okay. So he definitely looks like he's on the move here. On a long and lonesome highway east of Omaha, you can listen to the engine moaning out his one-note song. You can think about the woman or the girl that you knew the night before. That would be that This, like, one night stand energy. But your thoughts will soon be wandering the way they always do when you're riding 16 hours and there's nothing much to do. And if you don't feel much like riding, you wish the trip was through. Okay, so here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. Here I go playing the star again. There I go, turn the page. So yesterday when I pulled out the King of Wands, it was Edgar Winter on stage. You could be dealing with somebody who is actively in a band, but it's more metaphorical. It's somebody who's either like traveling or running away from something. They're putting on a performance and they're giving you this sort of swan song, but they might actually be thinking something differently internally. So we go turn the page. They want, that's like calling a bluff, and now you have to deal with physical consequences. Okay, let me expand these. This is a long one. Okay. Well, you walk into a restaurant strung out from the road and you feel the eyes upon you as you're shaking off the cold. You pretend it doesn't bother you, but you just want to explode. Most times you can hear him talk, other times you can. It's the same old cliches, is that a woman or a man, and you always seem outnumbered. You don't dare make a stand. Now this is actually really important. Now, I mean, clearly the song is talking about, at least on the physical level, this idea of a guy who's in a band, so his hair is long, and they're like, oh, you look like a chick. But it really has to do with energies. Are you in masculine energy? Or are you in feminine energy? You have to decide which one is your most prominent one, and realize that if your feminine energy is the smaller portion of you, or if you're a feminine and the masculine energy is the smaller portion of you. But you still have to honor them and be able to balance them and know who you are. And when people around you seem confused by your confidence or how you present yourself, you want to be out of the energy of being worried and tied down to what other people think. That's why this is coming around. But in this page energy where you'd still be susceptible to other people's influences, criticisms, and labels, that would be very dangerous indeed. Not like, in some people's cases it could be physically threatening, but in your case, just in general, in the case of this as a general reading, it would be a challenge to overcome that. Okay, so then the chorus again. Out there in the spotlight, you're a million miles away. Every ounce of energy you try to give away. As the sweat pours out your body like the music that you play. Later in the evening, as you lie awake in bed with the echoes from the amplifiers ringing in your head, you smoke the day's last cigarette, remembering what she said. Okay? So again, it's like, every single part of you has been in the effort of survival, of trying to go through this performance of who you thought you were supposed to be. And the lyrics, the echoes of the amplifiers ringing in your head, reminds me of this sort of internal broken record ego voice that I finally just overcame. That's that self-hate. It's like one of those like self-hypnosis tapes, and it says, I hate myself. Nobody loves me. It would be better if I weren't here. I am fat. I am ugly. I have no skill. You know, that's the kind of echo of an ego that's in a state of thriving on pain. And it can be very difficult to overcome that. And even though, again, the physical aspect of that song has to do with a traveling performer, metaphorically, it has very much to do with emotional and mental well-being. Okay. And then the last two lines after the chorus is, there I go, there I go. But I think it says, remembering what she said. I don't think that has to be she necessarily. I think it could be like a distorted feminine internal voice, which is threatening instead of nurturing. I'm going to get another card. Uno más. Just like to iterate that I don't actually speak Spanish. Plusieurs cartes. Took 2 semesters of Sanskrit, but I couldn't tell you what 2 cards means in that, or another card means in that. I remember the word Hrit, which in English is heart, but that's about it. Oh, okay. Ta-da! Code switching. This dude here is working on moving through some internal crap. King of Wands, solar plexus, clearing out everything that makes you cringe deep inside. All that pain that's built up around your core, getting through it, balancing out, especially the masculine energies, while also accepting any feminine energies present. Okay? And his matching, this guy, so we're Knight of Cups, so we're not in a king, but we're in motion. So this would be the knight that I called out yesterday. This king here realizes that though he might be in control of his core finally, he needs a little bit more work on his emotions. He's a little bit hung up on it. Now, the knight is a 12 or a 1. So I associate it with the Hanged Man, especially if the knight is upside down. This knight is upright, so it's like waking up to your emotions, to honoring yourself. He's still on the move here. He's got his Mercury hat on, which is interesting because it's Mercury retrograde. Going back and looking at all this crap that happened before you, so you can actually wake all the way up and move forward. We have this 2 roses here. Very interesting. It's like, as you move forward, the 2 of Cups is sneaking up on you. Choices are being made. A relationship might come into you once you sort out your feelings regarding yourself, and then for the win. That is emotional healing, and the fucking sun is rising right up out of it. 19. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Looming. Fertile abundance. Miracle grow. It's like the Grinch whose heart grew 3 sizes. But it's not like you were like crabby or anything to begin with. It's just, it's very difficult to overcome that anti nurturing, the siphoning, the vampiring of your internal dialogue. Alright, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck, that new beginning. The Fool. This is what I said when I saw that birthday line. It's something starting up, and once you get to that first anniversary, you'll know that you'll be stable in it. This is saying, I'm new to my feelings, but look how big the flowers are gonna get. Fucking huge. Alright, I think that's good enough. So, and at least expanded beyond just the King of Wands again. So if you want to order a reading, you can get me at I forgot words for a second. PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo, all CATtheMinion. You can, if you want to email me, that's thecatcamebackatcamp@gmail.com. If you want to see what I'm working on my art, that's, check out my Facebook art page. And I have prints. I can't see my hands. Prints, merchandise, coloring books. I have a poetry book, which is also on Kindle. I have little chapbook packs, which are like kind of like mini tarot readings, but they've got little bits of art and poetry in them. And those and other real world art pieces are listed in my catalog. All of those information pieces, this and that, are going to be listed in the description box of my infomercial video. That's my one video to rule them all. The description box there has all the information, so I don't have to keep posting it and correcting it everywhere. Just link to it and you find it, and it's all in one place. And that video is linked below this one, both in the description and in my top comment that I like to pin, so you can find it right away. Alright. Should be pretty decent. So, I'm kind of hoping that I don't get the King of Wands again, because it's getting a little bit ridiculous at this point. It's like every day. But if it comes out again, then it comes out again. It's, I guess the horse isn't quite dead. If it keeps coming out. But at least now we've got a direction. We see an outcome. Alright.